This week on the County Line, we go back in time to find out how you can uncover your past at the Newcastle Public. This week on the County Line, we go back in time to find out how you can uncover your past at the Newcastle Public Library and see if you have some long-lost wealthy ancestors.
So, Ashley, I heard you like playing bingo. Well, I do as well. We take you around Lawrence County tonight and show you the ins and outs of this game played by millions of people. All this and more coming up on the County Line.
Good evening and welcome to the County Line. I'm Ashley Bishop.
And I'm Bradford Eric. Real-life history detectives may not have to endure booby traps and people shooting at them, but they work just as hard to help others uncover their past. This is the case at the Newcastle Public Library, where genealogy librarian Chris Fabian digs a little deeper into history's mysteries every day. Ever wonder if you are related to a king or queen? Ever dream of inheriting your own castle? I visited the library to investigate the genealogy department and find answers to these questions. I uncovered some rather interesting things.
Within the next 2 years, a local landmark will turn...
Not all history detectives battle booby traps and angry gunmen. Some are just an average Joe sitting behind a desk. That's the case at the Newcastle Public Library. Meet Chris Fabian, a genealogy librarian and an investigator of sorts. Fabian explains the best place to begin searching for your family history is yourself.
You start with yourself, then you go to your parents. Then you will go to your parents' parents, which will be your grandparents. Then you will go to your great-grandparents.
These are hundreds of books of family trees that other history detectives have left here at the Newcastle Public Library. They are resources that you can now use to track down your family history.
In addition to the family trees, the library has an array of resources from microfilm.
This one we have the earliest newspaper in Newcastle, which was the Lawrence Journal.
Obituaries, and Ancestry.com.
This is how they will get it.
The library offers a value when doing your search.
We have a service fee of $5 for the first obituary, then $1 per each obituary after that.
At the genealogy department of the Newcastle Public Library, I'm Bradford Eric for the County Line.
The first librarian of the Newcastle Public Library was announced in Newcastle News in July 1910. Irene Hackett of the New York accepted the position and arrived August 1910. 100 years later, the library has grown to a collection of over 120,000 items. This October, the Newcastle Public Library celebrates their 100 years of existence in the Newcastle community. Events kick off Thursday, October 21st at 10 a.m. with a visit from Mr. McFeely, complete with trolley rides for the kids. At 1 p.m., short, welcoming remarks will be made, followed by a cake and punch. Visitors are invited to browse through the library's scrapbooks showing the library's storied history. For more information, visit the 100th anniversary website at the Newcastle Public Library's website.
This time of year tends to be a very busy one for a particular Westminster College alum and a Lawrence County native. Apple Castle owner Lyle Johnston and his family have operated the local landmark, the Apple Castle, since the 1950s. The family tends the orchards and markets their delicious products at the store located along State Route 18 in Wilmington Township. The farm the store sits on dates back to 1851. The farm and orchards produce 50 different varieties of apples along with peaches, nectarines, blueberries, and raspberries. Farm and store owner and operator Lyle Johnston explains a little bit more about what his farm produces and what his little store sells.
It's a family business. That's the Apple Castle. My dad started the original Apple Castle sales room in 1950, and then we built the sales room we're in now after I came back to the business in 1982. Now the farm has actually been in my family since 1861. I'm the fifth generation on the farm here, so we went retail, like I said, in 1950, and we've just developed it and worked on that. So that's why we're in business, is to try to keep the farm, the family farm going and make it a viable option to stay in the family. Well, we have fresh pasteurized cider. We make our own donuts here. We have our two specialty donuts, the apple spice and the honey wheat. We have jams, jellies, sugarless jams and jellies. We have apple butters, relishes, honey, a lot of neat farm market items, maple syrup, cheese, and there's a whole lot of stuff in there. Sometimes I don't realize how much stuff we do carry until it's time to reorder, and it's like, oh, we got this to do and that to do. But we got a lot of unique farm market items in there.
Here, and we come every year to get apples because they have great apples and they have the best apple cider.
I think we have some great personnel in the store, some great help. We try to give you the service that you want or people want and expect, and the quality and the freshness.
The Apple Castle holds their annual Fall Harvest Festival and Craft Fair Saturday, October 9th. The event runs from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. With fun for the whole family, a variety of activities are planned, including wagon rides, craft exhibitors, live music and entertainment, fall decorations on sale, and the Apple Castle's own fresh apple cider and donuts. The local Boy Scout troop will also be on hand selling food at the event. Check out the Apple Castle's website for more information. And if you cannot make the event, the Apple Castle is open all year round.
The New Wilmington Emergency Medical Service cuts back with its assistance to the community. The EMS squad has lost members, causing a needed change. The EMS service has moved to a first response team now for the New Wilmington and surrounding areas. Volunteer firefighter Peter Gritty explains what the first response team is and their similarities to the EMS squad.
We have basically 5 people right now that are available to run the ambulance. And we've declined from an ALS squad, which provides a paramedic and an EMT to the community, down to what's called BLS, which is a basic life support squad that has purely EMTs, which are basic. They can't push drugs, can't give IVs, that kind of thing. So because of that decline, we've decided to go to the level next that's lower than that, which is QRS, a quick response service, which will provide still first responders and also EMTs. And we have a company of NOGAs that we are already in an agreement with, that when we can't get our truck out the door, they cover the Wilmington area and the whole area. The thing is, Wilmington doesn't just cover New Wilmington Borough and New Wilmington Township. They cover East Lackawanna, and various other entities around this area.
Coming up after the break, we take you inside the inner workings of a candy factory to show you how your favorite sweet treats are packaged.
Then we take a closer look at the newly installed solar panels on the roof of Westminster College Field Station. More County Line is up next.
My name is Rick Dorman, and I work in higher education. Parents ask me which colleges they should consider for their children. I know they're looking for an advantage. Like merit scholarships, which could total $80,000, opportunity for student involvement, or even dedicated personal faculty. And as president of Westminster College, I can assure them that their child will gain that here. So if you want an advantage, consider Westminster.
Everyone should have a plan for what to do if disaster strikes. And if you have pets, you should have one for them too. Always have up-to-date identification on your dog or cat. Keep current color photos of your pets with the rest of your emergency supplies. If you know danger is coming, get your dogs on a leash and your cats in a carrier as soon as possible. Remember, your pet is safest when it's with you. This message brought to you on behalf of the Lawrence County Humane Society.
Ever wonder what happens behind the scenes of one of the country's largest candy distributors? Tons of hard work and skill from hundreds of dedicated workers at the Here's How packaging plant, located in Grove City, PA, allows people all over the country to enjoy their products. The County Line's Brittany Gregos takes us to the sweet spot inside the candy factory to show us how the company began. She discovered the daily processes involved in candy packaging, allowing you to enjoy your favorite treats.
For 80 years, the George J. Howe Company, based in Grove City, PA, has distributed coffee, nuts, and candy all over the country. CEO of Here's How, Richard Beach, explains how it all began.
George J. Howe had a cash and carry grocery store, and in the late 20s, as a little promotion, he gave away a pound of coffee for every $10 worth of groceries purchased. The coffee was so successful that ultimately in 1927 he sold that business and opened up the Howe Company.
They introduced candy into the mix around the 1950s, which remains their best seller.
The majority of our business today is candy related, both branded and unbranded items that we bring in bulk and then put in smaller packages for resale. We also roast and process nuts, and we're still in the coffee business too.
One may find Here's How products at a wide variety of places, such as Giant Eagle and hotel chains. The company recently added a new machine to speed up the process. The new technology creates a more productive workplace. Even with the bad economy today, the company remains successful here in Grove City.
Now our business has grown so much because we now have products on our route delivery system probably in about 9 states. So we go far beyond Grove City, but Grove City has been very resilient over the years.
Quality and service are the basic principles they base themselves upon.
We really rely heavily on the service component. So in other words, our people. We want to have a lot of customer contact in the stores so that they know that we care about the products that we deliver and make sure that we're there regularly touching base with customers. The other thing is the quality of products. We buy all of our candy, and so we can source candy that we know meets our standards.
In Grove City, I'm Brittany Grego for the County Line.
A Mercer County company that produces ice cream cones plans to spend over $20 million to expand, creating nearly 50 new jobs. Pennsylvania Governor Ed Rendell says over $2 million of that money will be state aid in the form of a loan paid to the Joy Cone Company in Hermitage. Joy Cone Company currently employs over 300 workers, raking in close to $2 billion each year. The company operates 2 factories, the one in Hermitage and another in Arizona. Founded by a Lebanese immigrant in 1918, Albert George started the company with just a few second-hand cone baking machines. The George family still owns the company, and 85 years later, the Joy Cone Company is known globally for its signature brand of cones. It is the largest ice cream cone company in the world.
Notice those funny-looking things on the roof of the Westminster College field station recently? Some changes have been made to the field station, making it even more eco-friendly. 11 brand new solar panels have been added to the roof of the sheds out at the field station. The panels provide some green benefits as they reduce the amount of power is used. We spoke to the Assistant Director of the field station, Clarence Harms, about this environmentally friendly and very productive project.
We're an educational institution. The field station is part of that whole scene, and we want people to know both the theory and the practice of solar, so that they can understand. Everybody who comes here and looks at it and says, needs to know more than that. They need to know how solar energy is available, not just here, but any place. And we're hoping that this will spawn local people to put up their own solar units and understand how it works.
Coming up on the county line, we travel around Lawrence County to sit down with a few rounds of the wildly popular game of bingo.
Then we take a look at the history of the Scottish Rite Cathedral in Newcastle, followed by Titan Town Sports. More County Line is on the way.
Ready, go. All right, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Did you know, Ashley, that Beano was the name given to the game played using numbered cards and daubers? It is known today as the game of bingo. Bingo is a highly popular form of gambling for all ages, from the very young to the very old.
The game was first played in the United States at a carnival in 1929. And New York's toy salesman Edwin Lowe renamed it bingo after he overheard someone mispronounce Beano and yell bingo instead. He then hired a Columbia University math professor, Carl Liefler, to help increase the number of combinations in the bingo cards. In 1930, Liefler invented 6,000 different bingo cards.
A Pennsylvania Catholic priest approached Edwin Lowe about using bingo as a church fundraiser. By 1934, about 10,000 bingo games were played each week. Today, more than $90 million are spent each week in the United States on games of bingo, Ashley.
Wow. But here in Lawrence County, there are currently 8 places to play the classic game. The County Line's Angela Tucker takes us inside bingo night and shows us some superstitions among the players.
Here at the Scottish Rite Cathedral in Newcastle, people of all ages gather to play bingo on Tuesday evenings.
Bingo does not begin until 7 o'clock, but lots of people arrive at 6 for the early bird bingo. You can play as many cards as you wish. It all depends on how much you are willing to spend. The cathedral also sells dollar rip-off tickets. These pool tickets are just another way to try and win some cash during your evening. Many wonder if it is pure luck or if there is a trick to winning a game of bingo. Bingoer Roberta Keyes believes that the early arrivers have better luck.
Because I watch like a whole bingo session, and it seems like to me when you watch who bingos, to me they were here before me.
She has been playing bingo for 10 years. Another active bingo player, Michelle Keyes, thinks the trick to winning is exactly the opposite.
If I come late to bingo, because I like to catch up, I win if I come late. Now, because my daughter got in my car, I had to come early. So I hope I win because I'm not used to coming early.
Others feel that the only thing involved in winning is luck, as Kathy Nichols explained.
Bingo! If the ball comes up for you, you're good. It's just luck.
Kelly Morgan even brings good luck charms with him.
Last week I won $1,100 in the hog and that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Whether by luck or skill, winning is always exciting. The cathedral also sells a variety of food and drink options during the session. Reporting in Newcastle, I'm Angela Tucker for the County Line.
The Scottish Rite Cathedral has been around for the past 85 years and continues to be an important landmark in the Newcastle area. In 1944, the Cathedral Foundation was approved and formed by the Lawrence County Court of Common Pleas. The nonprofit organization still operates the cathedral today. The cathedral is home to the annual Christmas concert performed by the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra.
Coming up next in Titan Town Sports, I go behind the scenes on Titan Football Game Day. See what all the Titan crew does to cover the game as well as the people who work closely with the team.
All this and more is coming up on Titantown Sports.
One day these rats were playing in the woods. One of some matches and that's no good. Listen to smoke before you give it a try. Only you. Don't play with matches. Don't play with fire. Cause there's nothing very funny about 3,000. Nothing very nice on a homeless mind. So if a gorgeous force is what you desire, don't play with matches. Don't play with fire.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Fire.
Remember, if there's ever an emergency, we meet here at the bottom of the driveway.
And I'll get the emergency disaster kit out of the kitchen.
Once we're all together, then we'll decide what to do.
But what about Fido?
What about Fido? The Lawrence County Humane Society reminds you to include your pets in your disaster planning. Make sure that your pets have identification tags that include your phone number. To find out more about how to protect your pets in a disaster, contact the Lawrence County Humane Society.
Good evening, I'm Bradford Eric, and welcome to Titantown Sports. First up, I go behind the scenes to show you all the hard work it takes to prepare for a Titan football game, and then my partner Marsha Capelli sits down with football team video assistant John Balmer and tells us what kind of work he does every week. Welcome to Titan Country. Football season is in full swing in New Wilmington, Lawrence County, but many fans have no idea of the preparation that goes into a Titan game. It all starts here, at Dr. Harold Burry Stadium on the Westminster campus, home to Titan football fans, and 6 national championship teams. The first people to arrive on game day aren't the coaches or players, it's the broadcast department's Titan crew. Bringing television coverage of Titan football to homes in New Wilmington, Newcastle, and Grove City, cameraman and junior class student Matt Paris-Luca explains all that goes into setup.
So, got up at 8 this morning, came down here at 9. We had to set up the different cameras. I set up camera 2 up on top of the grandstand, and had to uncoil all the cords and get those plugged in and set the camera, set the tripod, white balance, get everything then plugged into the truck. And get all the power running, get the mics going.
Next come the athletic trainers, making sure the players have proper hydration. Next is the players' turn. Stifling yawns, the team is greeted by the Westminster College Marching Band drumline. This is sure to wake them up. Then file into the room housing the Westminster College Sports Medicine staff for a quick tape job before the game. Meanwhile, out on the field, the football team managers are busy setting up various pieces of equipment for the game. They explain.
Well, first we got to take out those play clocks, which are there and there. And we got to make sure turn on the scoreboard, make sure the play clocks are working, which they always aren't. And we get in trouble for that. And bring out the down and distance sticks.
And then we have to bring out their equipment, like the balls and the kicker's net. And then we bring out things for the coaches, like all their headsets and the whiteboards. And we also have a kit, the helmet kit, which comes with all the pieces, like something what happens to the helmets. It has like nuts and bolts, all the things that the helmets and shoulder pads.
Even campus security has duties when it comes to game day.
During the game, the responsibility is to just do traffic control the crowd, use of alcohol, make sure that we control that, and just the flow of the traffic all around.
After a quick pregame warm-up, the Titans are ready to take the field. They kick the ball away, and fans sit back and relax to enjoy another afternoon of football. Here's to another great season of Westminster Titan football. I'm Bradford Eric for Titantown Sports.
Hello, thank you for tuning in. I'm Marsha Capelli, and joining me today is John Balmer, video assistant for the Westminster Titans. John, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me, Marshall.
Now, John, there are many things that go on behind the scenes at Westminster football games. What is your role at the team?
Well, basically, I film practices, film games, and then you got to capture it to the computer, make sure everything captures right so the coaches can break down film and see what's going on during the games and practices.
Now, what is a typical game day for you from start to finish?
Well, you got to wake up early, get down to the field house, get the cameras and the tripod out and the tapes, and then you go out and you got to set up the tripod and the camera, get everything hooked up, plugged into the computer so we can live capture. And then we go and we put the tape in, get it all ready on the lift, and then we go do it above the press box as well.
Now, this is your first year with the team as a video assistant. Was it tough learning how to perform this job?
Took a couple days, but the people who were there helping me out did a pretty good job at getting me through it.
Now, what do you think are the perks of this job?
Well, getting the wear that the players get, like the polo and the sweatshirt and everything.
Yes. Now, the video assistants aren't the only people doing a job on game day. You have the athletic trainers, the equipment managers, even public safety. Out of everyone who's doing a job on Saturdays, who do you think works the hardest?
Wow, that's a tough question. I'm going to have to go, well, you have all those people behind the scenes, but none of us would have anything to do unless we had the players out there playing, so got to give them credit. But, I mean, it's pretty tough to go because the training staff has to do stuff throughout the day, whether it's rehab or game day, and so does the equipment managers. They have to do things before and after games, and as well as the video staff. So it's kind of equal.
Well, John, I want to say thank you for coming in. Thank you for tuning in, and more County Line is on the way.
Every week, the County Line goes on the road around Lawrence County looking for fun and interesting activities. This week, we visit the Borland Golf Center facility in New Wilmington. The center features over 3,000 yards of golf from the longest tees for a par of 36. The course at the Borland opened in 1959 and is managed by Enos Borowitz. County Lines reporters David Nicholson and Corey Emanuel tells us more about this mecca of golf.
Hi, I'm David Nicholson.
And I'm Corey Emanuel.
This week for On the Road, we take you to Borland's Golf Course in New Wilmington, Pennsylvania.
We got our suit jackets on and we're ready to go golfing.
We started our carts,
hit the trail,
put on our gloves,
and picked out our clubs.
It's drum and bass. What you gonna do?
So, we're halfway through now. I'm not doing so good. Neither is Dave. I don't know. I think we should just go home.
But we decided to give it another stroke.
Sounds like trees, Dave.
All the leaves mess with my vision. Can't even see the ball. I'm hitting it. Well, I didn't find my ball, but found these.
Even when we bunkered down, it was to no avail.
We headed to the pro shop to see if it was our equipment that was giving us problems.
This family-run golf course that is open year-round has everything any golfer could need.
Built in 1959, the par 3 is perfect for beginners or someone working on their short game, while the back 9 can prove to be much more difficult.
With competitive prices, Borland's golf course is a real hole-in-one. I'm Corey Manuel.
And I'm David Nicholson
for On the Road.
For more information about the Borland Golf Center, visit their website at borlandgolfcenter.com. And also, if your business or attraction wishes to be featured in our On the Road segment,